Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba.
Straight out of Brooklyn, Mario and Luigi. Chill, sit back and take things easy. Plumbers of the highest grade. You got water trouble, well that's a trade. So winter or summer, forget all the others and just call it Super Mario Brothers. Just call it Super Mario Brothers. Just call it Super Mario Brothers.
Ah, Mario. Mario. Luigi Mario. And Mario. Everyone knows him, I hope. Mr. Jumpman, Mr. Platformer, Mr. Video Game himself. Who doesn't love him? Hey, relax there, buddy, relax. I've been a Mario fan for as long as I can remember. Perfect, because I don't remember anything before I was 3 years old. My first Mario game was Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis on my sister's Nintendo DS. A good game until someone yells in your ear that it's a Lemmings clone. And from that point forward, I fell into the pipe world of Mario games. I didn't own a Nintendo system until my dad gave me a 3DS back in 2012, which I still think he found on a Metro bus at his workplace because when I looked into the Nintendo Pictures app, I saw some other kid had taken pictures of himself and his siblings. Not only that, but Mario 3D Land was in my system's memory, but the only game I had was Mario Kart 7, which was in the game card slot when my dad found it, and it's probably the last game that kid played before he lost his 3DS. So, yeah, thanks, Dad, for giving me someone else's system. Can't let it go to waste, I guess. To this day, I still haven't asked him where he found this and who owned it, but it's been a decade since I got that 3DS, so why would it matter? Heck, he even thought I still used my Wii U past 2016. Before I had the 3DS, I played many Mario games on the Wii thanks to my cousin AstroCube, real name confidential, and I instantly developed a love for being player number 2. Not much for Mario Galaxy 2 or Odyssey because I'm just a floating character that stuns enemies, but for New Super Mario Bros., that's when I knew my favorite character was a Luigi. And man, when I tell you I sucked at New Super Mario Bros., yeah, this explains everything. But once I got a Wii U, which I totally don't regret getting instead of a PS4, I'm telling you, I got skilled at Mario. 100% 3D World, speedrunning New Super Mario Bros. U, dusting others in Mario Kart 8. Except y'all Japanese players, y'all need to chill with whatever esports shit you're pulling every day. I guess what I'm trying to say is, once you get into Mario, I don't think there's any chance of leaving it. Okay, but to be fair, why are you even buying those games? It seems like you can never escape Mario. Not even just from his games, but comics, commercials, TV shows, food. Ooh, I loved eating those Mario gummies. The only thing missing that Mario hadn't tackled yet was, well, a feature-length, big screen movie.
Python Pizza here, may I help you?
King Koopa here.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'd like the Koopa special.
Pterodactyl tail on that?
Yes. Dino, lizard, hold a mammal, no worms, and spicy.
Oh, right. They want you to forget that one. Okay, so like back in 1993, video games were all the rave, and Hollywood wanted to get into that sweet action. Nintendo was brought onto the stage to expand the IP of Mario and hired Leitmotiv as their production company. With multiple casting changes and script rewrites, the Mario movie came to an overwhelming that means the movie wasn't good. The movie with a budget of around $48 million only received $38.9 million back, and negative reviews for feeling like an outlandish movie that wasn't anything close to what the Mario games were. It was a sci-fi film that took place in a dystopian New York called Dino Hatton, where there's a human Bowser that looks like Max Headroom. Big Bertha, yes, the fish, Big Bertha is a BBW. Instead of Peach, we have Daisy, which is honestly a plus for me, but she still dresses like Peach, so that's still an L. Goombas look like this, Toads look like this, and Yoshi.
I have a question for God. Why?
I would explain the plot of the movie, but it's best to be experienced on your own time or with friends because it's a doozy. Or it can be explained what you'll experience with this nostalgia critic clip.
Alright, the traditional Mario music. This is gonna be just like the game.
A long, long time ago, the Earth was ruled by dinosaurs. They were big, so not a lot of people went around hassling them.
You know, it just don't get no better than this.
Then, a giant meteorite struck the Earth. Goodbye, dinosaurs! But what if the dinosaurs weren't all destroyed? What if the impact of that meteorite created a parallel dimension where the dinosaurs continue to thrive and evolve into intelligent, vicious, aggressive beings? And hey, what if they found a way back?
Oh my god, this movie's gonna blow.
And so, the 1993 Mario movie became infamous, earning award-winning titles like the first video game adapted into a movie, the first bad video game movie, the movie that started the video game curse. Oh, imagine the look on Miyamoto. Man, it's no wonder Nintendo didn't make movies for 20 years, because look at the many video game movies that came after this that flopped. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the Resident Evil sequels, Warcraft, and much, much more. And sure, there were some hits like original Mortal Kombat I really like that, despite it being cheesy, and Tomb Raider, but those were the sweet little hay in the Neil stack of critically panned movies. And even then, those movies didn't surpass 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. I guess most people can agree that video game movies started to get better around the mid-2010s with the Angry Birds movie and Rampage. But two key movies broke the curse: Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog. Both being movies that are loved by audiences alike, and are the only video game movies to have above 60% on Rotten Tomatoes alone, with Angry Birds 2 and the highest rated video game movie being Sonic 2 and Knuckles. Not only have video game movies been getting better, but TV shows like Arcane, Cyberpunk, Castlevania, and the Cuphead show reveal that video games can be developed well in film, with enough time and love put into it, of course. During this time, specifically 2015, Nintendo Universal Studios had announced that both were working on a theme park called Super Nintendo World, slated to release in Japan on December 26, 2020, and Hollywood in early 2023. Shigeru Miyamoto met Chris Meledandri, Force of Habit, and they talked about plans of making the Mario movie, something Miyamoto thought of doing again after being inspired by the Virtual Console and expanding their old games and IPs into different media. Believe it or not, Sony had plans of obtaining the film rights to Mario, but after the infamous Sony email leak, it seemed that the plan was out of reach. It would have been interesting to see how Genndy Tartakovsky would have made the movie, since I love the style of Hotel Transylvania. But it's probably best that the movie didn't get into the money-hungry hands of the A-Rod.
Ooh, my spider sense is tingling. If you know what I'm talking about.
A lot of people, including me, thought the movie had the potential to be hilariously bad because, well, it's Illumination! Like my stance on Illumination films, they're known for making beautiful animated films that turn out to be painfully mid. Like, looking at their filmography, half of the movies are Despicable Me related, Dr. Seuss related, and sequels to Sing and Pets. That's not to say I don't like Despicable Me 1 and 2. Everything else is just kinda bland or alright. The movie had been announced in January 2018 with the 2022 release date that was pushed to 2023 and was said to be directed by Aaron Havaroth and Michael Jelenic, the guys that did Teen Titans Go, or rather are still doing it because it seems like that show doesn't want to die. On October 6, 2022, the first trailer for the Mario movie was released, and I thought it seemed pretty nice. Humor felt, you know, predictable from an Illumination movie, but I can see it being enjoyable. Jack Black was a great choice for the voice as always, proving to be cartoonishly menacing, though I wish it was a little bit deeper. And Chris Pratt is the voice of Mario. His voice was not good. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Chris Pratt's take on Mario, and I agree. He just sounded way too generic, and this came after the video he sent where he said his Mario's voice will be something special. No, Chris, that's just your regular voice. It worked in the Lego movie because Emmett was just a regular happy-go-lucky Lego minifigure, and Mario just sounded nearly identical to him. And looking at his previous work, Chris's only unique voice, in my opinion, is Barley from Onward, where he puts on the medieval accent. Is that what it's called? Medieval accent? Whatever. Everything else is just... eh. Mario and other media like Lou Albano for the Super Show, Walker Boone for 3, and Bob Hoskins for the 1993 movie, they all had unique voices for Mario that didn't sound like the high-pitched voice Charles Martinet gives in the games. It just feels like you're listening to an Italian-blooded plumber who lives in Brooklyn rather than just a guy. By the time the second trailer came around, and even the final trailer, I think almost everyone was thinking that this movie was going to be the best video game movie out there. They showed Rainbow Road, Peach being a leading princess, so many power-ups and references filled to the brim that you'd never believe would have been in the Mario movie, or any video game movie. And what's funny about all this praise for the Mario movie was some people generalizing, and I'm only going to talk about this for a moment. Sonic fans thinking that... generalizing Sonic fans thinking they're weird for switching up on the Mario movie. Let me remind you that a lot of people, not just Sonic fans, thought the Mario movie would be hilariously bad or average because the movie was being made by Illumination. You know, the guys known for... So please do not turn this into another stupid Sonic vs. Mario moment when most of us like both movies. It's not that deep.
Kill yourself!
Anyways, the Mario movie was set to release on April 5th. I went to see it on Saturday and was immediately disappointed when I realized I didn't have at least one of my 2 Luigi hats I wore for Halloween in my college dorm. Nor did I have the Mario hat I won during my time as a game design major. I'm telling you, I always expect to have these around me. And what's more funny is that after I finished the movie and missed my bus, I spent some time wandering at Walmart and eventually came around this guy! Alright, enough of that introduction. What's up, paisanos, Blazingora, Ballora? Let's go! Into the Mario movie review that you can eat dinner to. So the Mario movie starts off where the teaser trailer showed us Bowser fighting the Penguin Army, and off the bat they hit you with the Airship music from Mario 3. And let me tell you that when this movie has a lot of references, the music never misses in that category. There's probably like over 100 song references in this movie. I don't know, look it up. Bowser attains the one thing he was looking for, the main MacGuffin of the film. Kinda. The all-powerful star power-up. The movie then cuts to a commercial of the Mario Brothers referencing the Super Show, and another thing that hit me hard like a blue shell was Mario's voice actually sounded good? Like, it actually sounded like Chris's take on Charles Martinet's voice of Mario, and I was getting into it. But then they scrapped the voice for a joke and immediately go to a less impressive voice. Okay, I'm kinda kidding. Like, Chris Pratt's voice in this movie is actually decent. He honestly sounds like a natural Brooklyn-raised Italian man, although some of his lines do feel like they could have used more takes. It's jarring because the voice in the trailers felt like it needed major improvement, so what was the deal? Like, was it an early take on the voice? Did they not have a finalized version? Were they just waiting for the right moment to reveal the true Mario voice? Did they take feedback into consideration? Or maybe there was someone on the team that just didn't like Chris Pratt. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but this is the same guy that did say,
growing up, man, I spent hours of my life stomping Koopas.
They even show an obvious cameo by Charles Martinet, who plays a man that looks similar to Mario's original Jumpman Popeyes inspired design in Donkey Kong. I know a lot of people want Martinet to voice the iconic Mario, And some people thought it would get boring after a while if he would just do the same voice from the games. But I feel like a lot of people kind of undermine how talented of a voice actor Martinet is. I surely think he would spice it up if he were put in the feature length, barely feature length film. Heck, I was surprised, and many of you will be too, to hear that he also plays Mario's father in the movie. He sounds completely different. Now that's perfect casting. That's perfect casting. Mario and Luigi meet up with Spike, a little nod to people who know of the lore of Mario, previously working at a demolition crew before becoming a plumber. Spike isn't super important, even as a minor role in the movie, since he only appears for 2 scenes, but he's mostly likely there to show the brothers' personalities, with Mario always standing up for his brother and being courageous against people who look stronger than him. And Luigi being timid and clumsy, but always wanting to support his brother at the hardest of times. Which is great characterization borrowed from the games, translated into the film. The whole thing about Mario being a nobody is their classic line used in movies that the protagonist has to prove wrong. You see, Mario and Luigi are both true New Yorkers with how they have a struggling job. They're broke, they live in a packed apartment, and I think that's pretty much it. The brothers get a call for their first job and head to the place while No Sleep to Brooklyn plays. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the licensed music used in this movie. In my opinion, they're fine picks. That one Kill Bill song, this song, Holding Out for a Hero, even though Shrek 2 can't be beaten with that. The only thing that I didn't like was Take On Me, used for the driving scene in DK Jungle. Just use the Donkey Kong Country theme or DK Jungle from Mario Kart 7. Apparently there was a song for it, but it was scrapped. I don't know why they took it out. I don't know. I get why people think these picks are weird. There's no need for unlicensed music in or licensed music in the Mario movie with such iconic themes from the games. Mario and Luigi arrive at the building to do some plumbing and get introduced to the most menacing villain they face in the entire Mario series. Illumination Dog. The way he looks his owner seems a bit sus. Yeah, this whole scene with Francis is just your typical Illumination humor scene. It's sad that the best Mario villain is killed in the same scene. The brothers head back to their apartment, living with their family. Yeah, this is one of the things the Mario movie benefits with the Mario characters, and that's giving them lore and interactions you never see in the games. It also feels jarring seeing the characters speak full sentences, something you only see in the Mario shows. Even in the Mario RPGs, Mario and Luigi would only have Italian gibberish dialogue, while the side characters would do most of the actual speaking. And I for sure did not expect Mario's family to be in the movie. Is that the long-lost third Mario brother Giuseppe? Mario's dad is disappointed in him for choosing a low-paying job, and having Luigi joining him in his dream. This relationship between Mario and his father doesn't get developed throughout the movie. In fact, it doesn't really get touched upon until the end of the movie. Let's count on underdeveloped plot points because, trust me, there's gonna be a lot of them. Luigi tells Mario that he isn't bringing him down as Mario plays Kid Icarus. Nice choice of a game, guys. Does this mean in Mario's universe Pit is the mascot of Nintendo? It would be pretty weird if Mario was playing himself and Nintendo knew who he was.
I don't know whether to fight him or ask for his autograph.
Fight first, fanboy later.
Oh! Do you think he'll sign my wings?
They notice on TV that there's a massive sewage leakage affecting downtown Brooklyn, all because of Pauline being a horrible ass mayor. Damn, I'm not voting for you. If you're wondering if New York is like this, yes, it is, but mostly in winter. I'm just saying, plumbers should get paid way more. Mario and Luigi try to find the source of the problem, but get sorted through a mysterious warp pipe, leading them into a different world. Mario tries to calm down Luigi, saying that they'll conquer anything as long as they're together, a sentence that becomes way funnier after finishing the movie. So throw in the missed opportunities counter, and I'll explain later. Mario gets sent to the Mushroom Kingdom, and Luigi is sent to Bowser's floating airship castle thing. Mario is found by Toad, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, and he does an astounding performance as Toad that doesn't sound like nails on the chalkboard. 99% of us do the same Toad impression, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no.
Mario takes in the craziness of the Mushroom World as Toad leads into the princess. And this is the most useful Toad is ever going to be in this whole movie. one of the most well-known supporting side characters in the Mario series, ends up doing practically nothing in this film. He offers to go help Peach and Mario on their adventure, but does nothing. He sits around watching Mario fight DK and does nothing. There's even a scene where every Toad is fleeing the kingdom after Bowser takes over, and Toad is over here like, "I must protect you, my queen. Real Toads don't leave their princesses alone." Like, bro, you haven't left her for half the movie, and you basically accomplished nothing. What did you even do?
What the fuck does he do?
Who exactly? Who is he? Yeah, what do you do? What does he do? Can anybody tell?
Mushroom Kingdom is what you basically expect it to be brought to film. Full of toads, power-ups, pipes, and falling hazards that give Liberia runs for its coins. I really didn't want to think of this, but the way they showed the whole kingdom, and I mean it when I say I tried to ignore it, it made it feel like an advertisement for Super Nintendo World. I mean, come on. The only thing in Nintendo World right now are Mario characters and nothing else. And to have the Hollywood Park released near the movie release date kinda seems fishy.
Being like at Universal Studios. Cha-ching.
Also, Blue and Yellow Toad, the homies from New Super Mario Brothers, they don't let Mario in. I thought what we had was special.
Oh! Fucking moron! Go! You idiot! You murdered us!
Never mind. Luigi, always getting the short end of the stick, ends up getting chased through Bowser's grounds by a pack of dry bones, and boy, do they make Bowser's henchmen threatening the way they pile on Luigi, trying to pull him to the lava and the Shy Guys appearing at the end of the scene. Illumination already sold me on wanting the Luigi's Mansion movie just from this scene alone. Charlie Day is a perfect choice for Luigi, and in my opinion, is the best casting choice even though I only know him from It's Always Sunny. This, sadly, is where the movie takes its biggest hit for me. Or second biggest hit. And that's having Luigi being the person that needs saving and doing absolutely nothing with it. Luigi does not do anything until the end of this movie. And it hurts so much because it's supposed to be the Super Mario Brothers movie. Something the 1993 movie got down, but this movie didn't. And I was worried about how much screen time Luigi was going to get once I heard he was going to be the damsel in distress instead of Peach. There can be many alternatives to this situation, like having Mario and Luigi go on an adventure like usual, learning to adapt to the world together and develop as the movie progresses, making the ending more satisfying than it already is, or have Peach join them making a group of 4, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, since the directors did say they were inspired by Mario 3D World, and have them defeat Bowser and get back the Power Star. The damsel in distress thing doesn't exist for this scenario, but if they want to have someone to rescue, I don't know, maybe Daisy would be good for it. Speaking of, let me bring your attention to 2 pieces of Mario media that came close to why I had an idea of what a Mario movie should be like before it came out. The Super Mario Bros. Anime, The Great Mission to Save Princess Peach, and the 1993 comic Super Mario Adventures. In the anime, Mario and Luigi try to find 3 power-ups on their way to save Princess Peach, and even though they don't develop in that 1-hour film, you could easily see their dynamic when they're together, more than the 2023 film. Mario wants to be the hero Peach needs, starting off scared and needing to have confidence to do the right thing, while Luigi is a bit clumsy but resourceful when needed. Also, he gets very emotional when money is involved. Super Mario Adventures has a better representation of the duo, with Mario being a preserving paisano, and Luigi being clumsy and witty. Oh, and he gets emotional over food. What's so special about this one is that Peach doesn't get kidnapped at first, but chases Bowser instead. And when she does get kidnapped, she flees on her own, showing that she doesn't always need Mario to save her. Heck, the roles even get reversed with Mario being kidnapped, and Luigi, Peach, and the gang having to save him on their own terms. Again, the idea of making Luigi the one who needs saving isn't bad because Mario would be determined to save someone he already knows, his brother. But the execution is kinda horrible when they basically have Luigi do nothing for the most of the movie. They show a scene of baby Luigi being helped by baby Mario that does make me sad, yet it doesn't feel earned at all. It turns the Super Mario Brothers movie into just the Super Mario movie. Poor Luigi. Kind of a waste of Charlie Day in my opinion. Princess Peach, voiced amazingly by Anna Taylor-Joy, thankfully is charactered as a leading princess ready to journey to Bowser's castle and protect her toads. Little side note, there's this one toad with a deep-ass voice and glasses that make me wonder, where is Toadsworth nowadays? Has he been in any recent Mario games? I'm not counting this as a missed opportunity though. It's just weird. I don't know why they didn't choose Toad's words for this. What's great about her in this film is that she's ready to take on Bowser herself. Mario is just a guy who tags along. So this brings an opportunity for many girl boss edits of her. I'm not searching those up, by the way. Peach is surprised that she meets another human, which brings up many questions about the Mario lore the games barely touch upon. We don't know Peach's parents or anything. We don't know Peach's parents or anything like that, so I doubt it will go anywhere in a sequel, but we did get Mario's parents, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe MatPat's theory that Rosalina is Peach's mom will come true. Oh wait, he said Luigi was the father, never mind. Mario learns to use power-ups in his training montage that I thought was weird they included, because Mario was failing for most of the time, but in an earlier scene where Mario and Luigi were running to their job, it seemed like they were representing Mario as someone who knows his surroundings and adapts to them very quickly. It's a very weird contrast, to be honest. Kind of inconsistent in my opinion. Also wish they explained why they use certain power-ups rather than just saying they exist and give them powers. Like, I wish they could have said they use those powers to traverse lands or to defend against Bowser, rather than just showing Mario these different abilities. Bowser tells his army that he will rule the Mushroom Kingdom with the Power Star, and to their dismay, try and marry Peach with it. This is similar to how Bowser acts in the games, and Jack Black sells the goofiness of the character while balancing his threatening side. Heck, he even has a musical number that is surprisingly on the Billboard charts right now, and everybody is memeing.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Makes me forget that this is Bowser I'm watching and not Jack Black. Now, here is where the movie makes its most glaring missed opportunity, and where the pacing starts to go all over the place. Mario and Peach and Toad venture throughout the Mushroom Kingdom in different lands in the span of 30 seconds. No joke, no joke, no joke. They cross through Cheap Bridge, Yoshi Valley, Sand Kingdom, and speaking of sand, there was a whole island shown on the map in Peach's castle that they never traveled through, like a desert map. What's the point of having a Mario adventure if you're going to skip through most of it and not even the time duration of a regular montage? They show many references and places, but don't flesh them out to where it feels like a grand Mario movie. No Snow Place, no Ghostly Valley, none of that. There's only like 4 important places they show in the Mushroom World of the Mario movie, and it's probably the most disappointing thing of the movie. Peach has a little backstory where she came from a mysterious pipe as a baby, and the Toad shows her to be princess because she's just that special. And she hints of a massive universe of where she truly comes from. Maybe hinting at Mario Galaxy being the sequel story, I don't know. Probably good idea. Bowser learns of Mario's presence through Luigi after being a wingman for his bro. Luigi is sent to suffer through listening to a suicidal Luma. Kids movie, guys! My little bro got you in a Happy Meal. Kids movie, come on. The gang arrives at Kong Island to get the help of the Kong army, only to be rejected by Cranky Kong, voiced by Fred Armisen. And he's my least favorite voice because he sounds like he has more of a Brooklyn accent than Mario and Luigi do. I don't know, it doesn't really sound like an old man, it just sounds like a poor take on the Brooklyn man. Mario has to face Cranky's son, Donkey Kong, in the battle to win the army. I kinda wanted Mario to have a history with DK before the movie, just like how he met Spike and the Wrecking Crew, because Donkey Kong takes place before Mario Brothers in the game timeline, even Wrecking Crew too. Though I do see a reason against this because of how Cranky Kong is the Kong in the original arcade game that had the son named DK Jr. that no one remembers, that had our regular Donkey Kong that appears from Donkey Kong Country all the way to now. So it makes sense. So it makes you wonder how long has time passed from Donkey Kong to Donkey Kong Country, and how fast do Kongs age? Or you could just accept Cranky as the gag he is in the game, explaining old game facts. But that kinda ruins the fun. DK enters the frame with the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64, the best music reference in the whole movie that sadly doesn't get credited. Yeah, Grant Kirkhope, who composed the song, wasn't credited for his song, which is stupid because that song is iconic. Comment Illumination L. Another character that goes uncredited is Diddy Kong? Yeah, not only is Diddy here with without an accredited role, but Dixie, and even Chunky Kong makes in a small cameo. Chunky Kong is alive! That made me so happy. Donkey Kong Country movie, please. DK is voiced by Seth Rogen, literally a perfect choice because every time I see DK now, I think of Seth. No joke, he does the iconic Seth Rogen laugh, like full on in your face. That caught me off guard. The fight between Mario and DK is amazing and probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. It labels the fighting stage as 25 meters from Donkey Kong, and DK throws barrels at Mario like usual, so I assume this is their origin story in the movie universe. Mario wins with the use of the mini mushroom and cat power-up, and the army gets ready to use their carts to travel to Bowser's castle. I guess technology evolved to the point where they don't need to swing on trees. Kinda weird. Also, this is the only thing the Kong army does. They just drive cars, that's it. But honestly, who cares? Because the Rainbow Road portion of this movie is hype!
Hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. Throw your weapons at your foe. Starsky and Hutch could get no looser. Officer, don't give me producer. This race is fast and furious. Who ain't with it? Ride the bus. Mario Kart, it ain't no joke. Adios, see you later. I need smoke.
This is what Mario Kart 9 should be like. They turned Mario Kart into Mad Max Fury Road. We got Koopas using large vehicles that can chomp you, jumping onto other carts, kicking each other. This makes me think I'm watching Spy Kids 3 and not Mario. Only part I didn't like was Blue Shell yelling his name. He just yells Blue Shell, like, we get what you are. It kind of felt too on the nose. Honestly, it felt the equivalent of saying, it's Morbin time. The blue shell takes Mario and DK out, and both fall into the ocean. Mario saves DK, and he has his cliche, "You saved me" moment, but not even 2 minutes later, he complains to Mario after getting eaten by an eel. Bipolar much? They have this small moment talking about their fathers that doesn't go anywhere, trust me. And they escape the eel using a rocket barrel. Peach accepts to marry Bowser only to then perform a sneak attack by transforming into Elsa. I'm not the only one that thought that, in order to save everyone else. She fails in her attempt because she causes King Bob-omb to die. Yeah, I take that as karma, bitch. And the captured are closer to burning. Mario and DK have this cool scene taking out the Koopa army that, again, makes me wish that was Mario and Luigi doing this. Because, like, Mario and DK have more awesome moments together than the actual brothers in the title of the movie. And even still, their relationship doesn't get developed much farther. Thankfully, Mario saves Luigi right after this, and their reunion is cut short once Bowser launches a Bonsai Bill, or Bullet Bill, towards the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario sends it through a warp pipe and ends up sending everyone to Brooklyn, surprisingly. And funnily enough, this ain't the first time Bowser had been in Brooklyn in a Mario movie. Bowser beats up Mario painfully and keeps the Power Star to himself. Peach, DK, and the others fight Bowser, but they don't show enough of it that I'm gonna count DK versus Bowser a missed opportunity. Mario gets a boost of encouragement by the commercial he and his brother made, and takes on Bowser again, only to be saved by Luigi, and both use the Power Star to beat up Bowser Superstar Saga style. Bowser eats a mini mushroom and is imprisoned in a jar. Interesting choice. As the Mario Brothers are celebrated by the crowd that were not there 3 minutes ago. Seriously, why does everyone show up all of a sudden? Did they escape Bowser's destruction that quickly? Were they just watching and no one decided to call the police on these random turtles in the street? That does not sound like Brooklyn, by the way. Luigi gets thanked by Peach even though it's their first time meeting. He's just that cool. And Mario's thanked by his dad, who's proud of him. This feels very forced because Mario's dad literally saw him beat up a giant turtle when the bigger problem at hand is how he wants Mario to pay them goddamn bills. Don't tell me Mario's dad suddenly likes his job just because he beat up Bowser, a random animal in the streets. He doesn't know any of these people. He doesn't know where Mario's been. For all he knows, they're plumbers and they've been gone for 3 days. That'd be one crazy course correction in a New York family. The next scene has Mario and Luigi traveling through the Mushroom Kingdom for what I think is plumbing, and the movie just ends. It just ends like that. That sure was the Mario movie. So to collect my thoughts as a whole, the Mario movie is just a movie with Mario elements in it. Okay, that probably doesn't explain much, but you have everything you want a video game movie to be. References, power-ups, all the Mario characters you could want that feels like a love letter to Mario fans. All this is great, but it feels like the final product was leaning towards the video game side rather than feeling like a fleshed out movie based on a video game. The pacing is terrible after the first act, and most of the side characters don't get their moment to shine. Toad doesn't do anything, the Kongs don't do anything, and most jarringly, Luigi doesn't do anything even though his name is part of the movie title. There's so many plot beats that they mention for one scene and they either give them a conclusion with no development at all, or they just scrap that plot beat and go on to the next. I'm glad the movie had a share of references that makes it seem care and love were put into the movie, but the things they skip over makes me wonder why this movie just barely went over the 90-minute runtime. Like, pacing is the number one thing keeping this movie from being a perfect video game movie. The perfect 10 out of 10. Yes, I was ready to give this movie a 10 out of 10 in the first few minutes because of the attention to detail they had. The voice casting is great as always. Chris Pratt's Mario was decent. Charlie Day was great. Jack Black killed it. Taylor Joy was amazing. Keegan Michael Key should have had more screen time. I forgot to mention Kamek is played by Kevin Michael Richardson, and all I could think of is his voice in that one Randy Cunningham show. Jesus, this dude has a lot of credits. Music was wonderful, as always with Mario. And Illumination, don't forget to credit your people, please, for the love of God. Overall, with this movie's huge problems and care put into it, I sense it has an aura of 8 out of 10. Pretty great. I know Chris gave a worse score for the Mario movie, and people have been arguing whether or not they actually matter. They don't, most of the time. Some people try to claim that Mario movie is just something for kids to enjoy, or it's just a video game movie based on Mario of all people, it doesn't have to be deep. But that's not what I and others are asking for. We don't want the movie to be deep, we just want a coherent story because we are watching a video game movie. People can enjoy things for different reasons. If you want to see the Mario movie because you like Mario, and you want to see all the music and references and the characters, you're definitely going to get that. But if you're expecting a well-written movie about Mario, because the lyric says movie, you're going to get something bare bones because the movie isn't well-paced and it drops his ideas. I don't know why Mario should have to get a pass because some of the games are just save the princess plot. Heck, some of the new Super Mario Bros. Games get critiqued for that. But it has the potential to be a perfect movie like Puss in Boots, Luca, Spider-Verse, and many others. Not only that, but some of the RPGs have amazing stories that aren't just centered on saving Peach. Oh, and those critic reviews? Kind of a hot take probably, but I understand where they're coming from. But wow, bro. 1 out of 5 stars? Even with the amount of effort they put into the animation? Yeah, don't always trust critics. Unless it's when you need to. If you made it to the end of this video, woohoo! That subscribe button, like button, notification bell, and comment. Have a pasta-powered day, my paisanos, and keep blazing!